Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, I'm not going to be doing a hypnosis session. I tend to do a bit of a recap on the last day of the month, just because the podcast platform that I use kind of refreshes each month. So in a few hours time, all of the stats kind of get wiped for 1 month. It's then a new month. And the growth of the podcast this year has been like way beyond my expectations. To give you an idea, I set the target for myself for growing the podcast to 100,000 downloads per month. So that at some point, 1 month in the entire year, I would have a month where I hit 100,000. And bizarrely, that was hit in January, and every single month since then has been over that 100,000, with it being over 150,000 last month, and then again 150,000 this month. What's even crazier for me is I'm looking at the statistics now, is that it feels like just a few months ago that I was celebrating 1 million downloads of the podcast. As of today, it's hit 1.5 million. So another 500,000 in just a few months. Absolutely mind-blowing for me. And it's all down to, I think, the fact that the hypnosis that I'm doing is really designed to help people for one of two reasons. Either because I'm actually working with a client that's directly in front of me, either face-to-face, they're sat in a chair in front of me, and therefore my full focus is on creating some hypnotherapy that's going to be impactful to them as an individual, or perhaps they're on a screen in my studio where I can kind of see them, see their facial expressions, and I'm creating the hypnosis for them, or that I'm trying something a bit different, a bit innovative, to do something with a positive intention. And I think one of the key things that is really, I think, useful for anyone hearing this that likes experiencing hypnosis, but anyone, and I know there's quite a few hypnotherapists that listen to this podcast, one of the most important ingredients in any hypnosis session is intention. If you are a recipient of hypnosis, the clearer you are on the intention that you have for the hypnosis, the more effective it's going to be. So it's never a good idea to be a hypnosis client and be very passive and just have this overall attitude of, well, let's see if it works, because that has a presupposition of being passive, that it's something that happens to you. If you have an intention and you look at the hypnosis to amplify your intention, you're going to get a lot more out of it. Equally, from a practitioner's perspective, if you've got this kind of perspective of intention and that you're intending to help the client in front of you, and you've elicited from them what a positive outcome would look like, and you're intending for that positive outcome to happen, the intention is a very, very vital ingredient. And I think a useful way of comparing this, if you were split testing and you said, well, look, I'm going to do half my sessions where I'm very intentional about creating positive change for a client, and then the other half of the clients, you were very apathetic and kind of disinterested in, you're going through the motions, you couldn't care less if a positive change takes place. I think you would find that just the level of congruency and impact and channeling the resources and all that kind of knowledge and experience that you have, when you have that intention, you're getting more out of yourself. So, I have no idea why it's grown as much as it has, but I do think that this podcast does something that a lot of podcasts don't do, in the sense that It's about real hypnosis designed for real people with the intention of creating positive change. But if you're listening to this and you as a listener have a different perspective as to why you think it creates value for you, or that you get some value out of the session, if you follow me on Instagram, it's at Adam Cox Official, or perhaps you drop me an email, adam@adamcox.co.uk. And if you've got any insight or thoughts as to why you particularly enjoy listening to the hypnosis podcasts and what you use it for, or how you get value, that would be useful as a feedback loop for me, so that I can continue to create the kind of hypnosis sessions that are actually beneficial for you, the listener. But from my perspective, it's a big thank you for listening. I honestly don't know if I would have the same resolve to create as many hypnosis sessions as I do, were it not for the level of clarity that I get in terms of the audience and just the interaction, the messages on Instagram and email and that kind of stuff. For me, and I use the phrase, it's more fuel for the mission, and I really feel that way whenever I get good feedback, either in terms of increasing download numbers or positive feedback from someone, just saying that there's a positive benefit from the show. Or recently I've had a few people that have actually used the thank you donation button just to say thanks. They've not even given a reason why. They've literally just kind of paid the donation. And for me, the thought process, well, they wouldn't have done that unless it actually helped them in some way. So that's really fuel for my mission, which is to impact as many lives as I can through the hypnosis. So I'll continue to do that as long as it's helping people in some way. And thank you again for continuing to listen and support the show. If you have got any feedback, thoughts, ideas for any future episodes, do let me know, because that will certainly influence how I plan my time and how I think of sessions. So yeah, crazy. 1.5 million people. I did a little bit of research, by the way, and that is the equivalent of like the 155th biggest country in the world. If you took all of the downloads and turned them into the population of a country, it's the equivalent of like bigger than Estonia and Cyprus and lots of other countries as well. Mind blowing. But thank you for listening. Really appreciate it. And I'll shut up now so that you can kind of get on and actually find one of my episodes that actually has real hypnosis. So take care, and I'll see you soon.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.